Hello everyone. Well, if you've already learned the first part of For Elise, you're ready for the second part. This is a tutorial for you. We're going to start with the section that starts with this, right? And we'll break it down bit by bit. Okay, so first off, let's play through the whole section, and then we'll concentrate on measure at a time. Back to the first section. Okay, so what just happened there? Let's go each bit at a time now. So okay, so let's go through the right hand first. So first you need an E and a C, then an F and a C, then an E, a G and a C, and then an F, an A, and a C. Now, did you realize that those are all just two chords, right? So it's either a C chord in its seventh or an F chord, right? And I'll show you how that all works. So left hand, first of all, let's do the left hand just note by note first, and then we'll figure out what the chords are. So C and B flat, C and A, and then G, B flat, and C. So C and B flat, A and C, G, B flat, and C, and then F. So it goes like that. Right hand. Okay, so work on each hand separately, and then you can pause the video. When you're ready, you come back and we'll put this together. So first chord is this. So it's a C7 chord with the seventh in the bass, right? So how do I come to that answer? Well, we're missing the G's. The G is implied. Here will be the whole chord in root position. C, E, G, B flat. So we take away the G, we put the B flat here, and then the E is here and the C is here, C7. Next chord is F, right? So this one's easy. We just get the A from over here, we put it over here. That's your F chord, you see? And then next chord, C7 again. So here's your C chord, here's your seventh, and then he's just repeating notes. And then F. There's an F chord right in the right hand. Okay, so you want to say to yourself, C7, F, C7, F. Right, and then eventually you want to go. Also notice the phrasing. The phrasing has both a staccato and slur, right? So it's not short like this, and it's not long like this, but it's somewhere in between. You see? And also there's a crescendo, right? And it goes into what is marked dolce, right? So it's like you're going to play the downbeat loud and you don't, right? So when you get to the next bar, it is dolce, right? Kind of soft. Okay, so practice that and then we'll go on. So our next bit, let's just do the left hand first, right? So what happened there was we have an F chord, we have a B flat chord, then we have a C7 chord with this F that remains, this F pedal tone, and then we have an F chord, right? So the F is like a drone that doesn't go away, right? So F, B flat, C7, F. And we have to play that in an Alberti bass pattern. So the Alberti bass pattern is bottom, middle, top, middle, top, middle. right? So you want to practice first slowly to get that coordination, and then you want to go. Notice that I'm not using any arm rotation to get this. And I'm also kind of staying close to the keys, right? So you don't want to be doing stuff like that. So your left hand's going to stay kind of calm to do that, right? So you practice each one. There's your B flat one, then your C7 one. Right? And for beginners, this is the hardest hand coordination you'll have to do in this piece, right? So right hand now, the right hand is also difficult because it's changing hand positions a lot. And what do I mean by that? Well, right here, you're going to shift to 1. You're going to play this F chord, and you're going to silently put your thumb there, like that. How about that, right? So practice that, right? And then the next part goes like this. And it's very elegant to change from 3 to 2 here on the repeated note. Right? So you have 4, 3, 2, 1. And 2 is what is the gestures where we all land. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? In a little bit. In a little way, right? You see that? And then you have B flat to A. Right, and everything's going to this B flat. So we have 4 on B flat, 3 on A, 2 on A, 1 on G, 4 on F, E, 3, 2 D, 1 on C, and then 2 on B flat, and 1 on A. And what is this? If you answered F major scale, you're correct. So this is just an F scale. So if I play it out of time like this, it's nothing. But if I add the rhythm of Beethoven, you see that? Now that's just an F scale, right? And all of this is just an F scale, believe it or not, right? Right here. It is absolutely crucial that you get your second finger on the second A. Right? So if I put my third, watch what happens. Now, well, I could recover by putting 3 here. But this is way better. Okay, let's put that much together, very slowly. Right? Notice I'm only doing 2 measures at a time. Right? So you're going to practice that a bunch of times. Just this first bit, making the move. And just getting to the second measure. Right? Now you're going to go from the second measure to the third measure, which is the hardest, right? Alright, do you see that? So practice that again, right? You want to get the D and the B flat, and then the B flat and the A, and just start right there. 2 on the A. 4 coming over, 2, 1, right? And that's way under tempo, right? But I hope that helps you, right? That's how you practice, right? Now the next little bit, you have a grace note. And remember, we're still playing our F scale, right? So you need a B flat on 3, an A, a G, an A, and a B flat, and a C. And you're going to do the same thing. When you get here, you're going to change to 1. Because you're going on. Okay, so you're going to practice playing this and changing. Alright, so you practice that. Now can you do it against the left hand, right? So you're doing this F chord, and these happen on the last 2 notes. notice where the A comes with this note, and then the A's play together. And this is what you want to practice. Right? It's no fun to hear somebody who really practices, because this is what you're going to hear, right? Okay, now can we go on? So the next part, let's just do right hand first. So you're going to change to 1, and now you're going to play D, D sharp, E. So you're going to do 2, 3, 4, and then E, F, A, C, and then a turn. So we're going to turn all the way around the C. So it's E, C, B, C, D, B, C. Right? So when you do a turn, you have the melody, which is 1, 2, 3. So with the turn, it doesn't interfere with the melody. We're still going to hear 1, 2, D on 3. And with the turn, 1, 2. Right? And we're not going to overly use, I see lots of beginners, you see a turn and you think it's fancy, so you do fancy things with your arm, right? So I see this, and you're going to miss notes if you do that, right? You know, if you move your arm around, that's not good, right? You just want to use fingers. You can already play faster than you think by doing that. Okay, so from the grace note section, you remember that, right? Change. Okay, good. So now, from the grace note section, let's do the left hand, right? Here's the left to F major, A minor, D minor, C, G7, C. Well, how do I get that? Well, here we have F major. We know this one already, right? And then this is an A minor chord. And why is that an A minor chord? Well, the A minor chord is A, C, and E. It's just inverted, right? Here's your A minor chord, and we put the E on the bottom. And then a D minor chord. So D, F, A. So we have this octave and an F. So let's do this measure again. E, A, C, A, D octave, F. And then we're going to have a C chord and a G7 chord and a C chord, right? And that's implied because we only have 2 notes. We have G, E, G, E, G, F, C, and E. So let's go from the grace notes, right? And again, you can pause the video. I'm not going to do this. I'm only going to do this 1 time from here on, right? So here we go. You're going to get these 2 notes. You're going to get your B flat. And you're going to practice going to here. Right? And then you're going to practice here. Did you see that? You have 1-to-1 note ratio. You have the D minor chord, right? And against that, and here is the turn measure now. Did you notice that the turn all happened on the 3rd note, or the 4th note of the left hand, right? So watch. Here it is. Here it is. It all happens there. Okay, so now we can get this whole section together. And you see that could be its own piece right there, right? So if you start breaking the piece up into little pieces, your practice will be more efficient. All right, now let's go to the next part. Now this is just Did you notice that we have changed key now? We are in C major. You hear C major is our key. So after we've done this, then your ear will tell you that C major is now our key. Well, what's going to happen in the right hand is we're just going to mess around with the notes of C major. Okay, did you see that? So let's break that down, right? So there's a repeated G, and underneath that we have this, C, G, A, B, C, D, E, and then they just alternate, C, so C in the G, 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 A, G, B, G, C, G, D, G, E. So now notice also that the G is not so important. So I'm not going to go and do this really a lot of feeling and motion, right? I'm going to do a little motion and make it sound easy. Right? And now let's go on to the next part. That's a C chord, right? Broken up. And then it's just going to be a scale. And then a skip to G, step to F, right? So E, G, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, G, F, D, C. Now notice the fingering, right? We're all in one hand position, right? And until this F, we don't have to do a thing. We just play our fingers in place. See, the thumb covers here. And then the thumb's going to come back and get this F. So you can practice that. And then part 2 is this. Our third finger goes here, and now we're here. See, so did you realize that? That's just 2 hand positions. This is how we make our music easy, right? And then it's just going to repeat. Instead of going to here, it goes to here this time. Okay, so now left hand in this section, right? So it goes like this, C and E, and then F, G, E, G, D, F, G, C. And again, these chords are just C and G7, right? So it's C major, and then G7, C, G7, C. Do you hear that? So G7, C, G7, C, F, G, C, right? So what is this? F and A, and then G and B, and then C. Now notice also how the phrasing helps us. Remember we have our staccato and legato here. Right? So not and not. But staccato, a mixture, and staccato and legato. And then a breath, and then legato. So it makes your left hand very, very charming if you get all of that breath. And then there's sort of like an aha, we're going to go back to A minor with this E chord. Did you hear that? So first we had that, and then we had a deceptive cadence, right? Okay, so let's put all of this together. So when you have your left hand down, you can pause and come back, right? Okay, so now let's do this part together. I'm going to go very, very slowly. So remember, this is the position you want. Second finger on C, G octave. Left hand is going to be ready to play its chords, and very slowly. Here we go. Now you can break that up. Right, now to go fast, you're going to just do the first bit. And go that far, right? And then this part. And then. Right, and you can go. Just practice little chunks, and then you can put them both together. Right, and then you know it repeats. And when you're here, you are now going to be in one hand position. So the only part left that you have remaining is this. So we're going to go to E7, which is going to take us back to A minor, right? So we want to use our ears way more than we use our eyes, right? We're hearing that we're going back to A minor. So it's E, F, E, D sharp, E, B, E, D sharp, E, B, E, D sharp, E, right? So, and then it changes. Those are much slower, right? And then you're going to come back. So let's break this down. So you have this first part. Then you have B, E, D sharp, E, and then B, E, right? Right, left, right, left, right, and then back to beginning. Right, so that time it's just this. And you are on to the next part. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Hope you have fun practicing. And if you haven't checked out part 1, check out part 1. I go through the first part. Part 3 is yet to come, but that'll be coming soon. So have a great day, and thank you for watching.